Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. And this week, I'm chillin'. I'm taking a break from my project videos, but you know what? I think I earned it. I definitely think I earned it. If you are new to my channel, I just got done with a very large 6-week closet makeover that I did for my in-laws. It took me about 2 to 3 weeks longer than I thought it was going to take me, so that's fun. And going into the project, I did a video where I sat down and I designed and I prepped for this project. So now being on the other side of the project, I thought it'd be fun to kind of evaluate this project. Again, if you are new to my channel, I have a theater background. So a lot of times I take what I learned from working in theater and apply it to my videos and projects now. And in theater, we have this thing called a post-mortem. It's where the production team and cast will sit down and evaluate the production, celebrate the wins, and evaluate what didn't go according to plan so that we can grow and learn from our mistakes. So I thought it would be fun to do my own post-mortem of this closet makeover. Also, I got some comments on the design video saying this was really helpful because I want to do my own closet makeover. So I'm hoping I caught all of you before you have gotten started so that I can help you think through a few things before you get started on your own project. So with all of that being said, let's jump into this post-mortem of this closet makeover. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna start with the things that I think went well, build myself up, only to, tear myself down in a constructive way. I also hope that this video sheds some light on a few questions that people had about this project, because sometimes the nice little tightly packaged project videos don't really show what a project is truly like. There are just some certain things that are like super frustrating about a project that don't always make it into the actual videos. Okay, first thing that I think I did really well and that I'm like super proud of is the overall layout of the closet. On my in-laws wish list for the closet, they had that they wanted a distinct his and her side, and I think I nailed that. This really feels like 2 separate closets, but it's within one space. And there's plenty of space for both of their clothes on their sides. Also, something that I knew was going to happen, but also something that my mother-in-law pointed out that she really loved about this design was that when you're standing in the bedroom and you're looking into the closet, instead of seeing a bunch of clothes and a mess, all you see is that mirror and the ottoman. And so it looks really pretty even from the outside of the closet looking in. So the second thing that I think I nailed was, what was it? The storage. For a hot second, when I was designing out this closet, I almost scrapped those top shelves because the top shelves ended up being only 10 inches tall. So I almost scrapped them and did crown molding at the top with a plate with some lights shining down on the units, kind of like I did in my living room with my built-ins. And even though that would have looked really, really pretty, it would have eliminated the storage element that they had on their wish list. And even though those top shelves ended up only being 10 inches tall, those top shelves saved me. All of the random odds and ends things that my in-laws originally had in their closet could go in those top shelves. And I was able to find some wicker baskets from Michael's, and those wicker baskets are like the perfect dimension for these top shelves. So much was able to be stored in those top shelves. I'm glad I didn't scrap them and go with crown molding and lights. And then the third and final thing that I think I did really well, this is very, very specific to this closet makeover, but I nailed that secret door. Yeah! And for those of you that commented on part 1 of the closet makeover saying that you were really impressed at how quickly I just built a secret door and how deep it was and that it just worked, yeah, I finished the 2 outside units on Thursday, and then I took a 3-day break from building, and within those 3 days, I designed and I redesigned and I redesigned and I rethought through measurements over and over and over again until I landed on like the perfect design and plan. And then I was still waiting for the hinges to arrive. So once the hinges arrived, I could play around with the hinge and make sure that all of the measurements and things that I had in mind were gonna actually work. So that is why the secret door went so well. Now let's talk about what didn't go according to plan. Tearing myself down constructively. Ow, itchy nose, okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the IKEA dressers that I used. Going into this project, I thought these IKEA dressers were going to take a bunch of work off of my plate, but it ended up being, I think, just as much work had I just built out some custom drawers. So my advice for the dressers. If you are working with really specific measurements, like I was working with on my father-in-law's side of the closet, I would recommend just learning how to build some drawers and making some custom drawers to your really specific measurements. If you're a little bit more flexible in the measurement category, like I was on my mother-in-law's side, I would recommend using the Tarva dressers. The Tarva dressers were a lot easier to integrate within the closet units than the coping dresser was. I had to do so much work to the coping dresser to make it look nice and to make it look custom that I could have probably just built out some custom drawers. But also with the Tarva dresser, if you want to put hanging clothes above your dressers, then I would also go ahead and build out your own custom drawers that are to the depth of the units. If you're like me and you want to put shelves above the dressers, the Tarva dresser is great for that because they're only 16 inches deep. So that is my advice with the dressers. I thought they were gonna save me a ton of time, and in the end, I had to do so much work to make them work that it probably didn't save me that much time. And the second thing that I think I could have improved upon, or if I could go back, would have just made this process a little bit easier. I actually got a comment about it. There was a comment saying that I should have primed and painted all of the pieces before I put it all together. I have done this in the past, and I personally don't like to do this. I don't think it actually saves that much time, but I also like half agree with the comment because I wish I would have painted certain areas before I put it together. So how I pick out paint color is I wait to pick out paint color because you have to be able to start building out your project and see what the paint color is going to look like in the shadowy areas where no light's hitting it. You got to test out what it looks like in the space where the light is fully hitting it, where the light is half hitting it, and you got to make sure that you like that paint color in every setting. And you can't really make that decision before you get started building and putting everything together. So if I could go back, what I would do is I would wait to set all of the top shelves and getting all of the top shelves screwed into place, because I still would have been able to test out the 3 paint colors I was jumping back and forth between in all of those lighting situations. And then once I picked out the paint color, what I would have done is I would have painted the walls and the ceiling within the unit, and then also painted the top of the top shelf, and then just got that quickly screwed into place and gone in with the rest of the priming and painting. I wouldn't have painted everything in the closet, but those areas I would have painted, especially on my mother-in-law's side of the closet, because those corner areas were such a pain to paint. So I kind of like half agree with the comment, but my personal preference is to not paint everything because you have to do so much sanding and so much cleanup once everything's together that if it's painted, it's just more work. So the third thing that if I could go back that I would change is I would have gotten to the trim and cleanup a lot sooner. What I wish I would have done is built out my father-in-law's side and did all of the trim and cleanup for his side, and then moved on to my mother-in-law's side. The cleanup part of the project is my least favorite part, and that's not trim, that's like the caulking, that's plaster, that's all the pocket hole plugs. So I personally think the best way to work is to evaluate what are the parts you don't like, what are the parts you do like, and try to sprinkle in the parts you don't like with the parts you do like. Because personally for me, I had to have 4 days of doing all of the things I don't like doing, and those 4 days were extremely draining. So had I maybe broken it up a little bit more, it probably wouldn't have been so draining. Also, had I done the trim for my father-in-law side of the closet sooner, I would have run into that trim issue around the secret door sooner, and it probably wouldn't have felt so devastating. I am freaking out right now. I did the trim when I was in my 4th week of working on this project, and I was really, really tired. And when I'm really tired, little issues that pop up seem more devastating, and that trim issue like almost broke me. I didn't have any tears, but the idea of having to take apart that secret door and rebuild it felt like the end of the world at that time. I'm so stupid. Yes, I am. I'm so stupid. So had I maybe hit that issue in the first few weeks when I had more energy, it probably wouldn't have felt so devastating. Yeah. It's all done now, guys. We can laugh about it now. And the 4th and final thing is something that I didn't even think about doing. Didn't even cross my radar. And the final thing that I wish I would have done is I wish I would have changed out that darn light in the closet. Going into the makeover, I was just so focused on the actual units and like, you know, making everything look nice there that I didn't even think about picking out a new light for the closet. And so now it's kind of a bummer because there's this nice, beautiful closet and there's a not so pretty light in there. So I wish I would have just taken the time to sit down with my in-laws, pick out a new light for their closet, and get that installed. And that is it, guys. Those are the 3 and 4 things that I think went really well, and also some things that I think I can definitely improve upon and will improve upon going into my next big projects. So I hope you guys liked this video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will be back in just a few weeks with my normal project video, and I can't wait to share my next project with you guys. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!